Good afternoon. This is Howie, and I'm here to help you win with money. This is the PM edition of this episode. I want to let you know there is an earnings that I want to track. So I'm waiting for Visa. But while we're waiting, markets were good today. I mean, we were up at 600 and change. It was a little bit weaker, but you can see a lot of stuff are moving up. Sort of the original old tech is moving up. All those things that were getting short squeeze, most of them are moving down today. But again, I'm following MasterCard this morning. They beat, and it went up. And you see the day high was 329. So I expect Visa to do something very similar because they generally move in sync. So that's what I'm waiting for. We'll see what happens. I do play Iron Condors on Visa. And while we're waiting, I'll just explain real quick what I'm talking about. Here you go is my Visa. I bought this. Let's look at the timing. Here you go on 112. Now the problem is when I bought it, I wasn't paying attention to the earnings. So what happened is when you do this, sometimes the time decay between the time you bought it to the earnings period. So I bought it on the 12th, which is over here. And the time decay may not go down the same way it normally does because there's something called implied IV, it's the implied volatility. Now, after earnings today, it may then drop a little bit. Now, just look at the numbers that I'm using. I'm in danger if Visa goes below 192, and I'm only in danger if Visa goes above 225. Visa right now is showing near $200. You see that? So I am only in danger if it drops. I expect a good earnings. And again, I built this Iron Condor 2 weeks ago. I would love Visa to go up to, let's say, 210 or 215, which is a $15 move. But I can exit out of this trade sometime next week because all these things will eventually drop, the premiums. Okay, so that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for Visa to get released, and then I'll let you know what we do tomorrow or next week. Okay, here it goes. We just found out Visa did beat. Here you go, 14 cents. The earnings per share estimate is 142. They beat by 14 cents, which is awesome. Revenues is a little bit down, roughly 6% year over year, but that we understand why. With COVID shutting down hotels and airlines and vacations, some people are going to spend less on their credit card, so that makes sense. But this is still good. It beats by 180. What I care about is people will still use credit cards or debit cards. So here's the shares up. So I'm happy about that. And then after hours, look, you see it. It's still. I'm okay with going up. I told you I will not have to worry about my Iron Condors. It can hover between 210 and even 220, and I'll be fine. So if tomorrow's a red day, is fine. As long as it doesn't retest under like 195 or something like that, I think my Iron Condors will be fine. So this is what I wanted, but this is awesome. This is awesome. And before I end this episode, GameStop ended the day down 150, 43%. It is up slightly in aftermarket, not by much. Again, this is high risk, high reward. For those who got in early enough, you're fine. You got in at $5, $8, $10. Or if you rolled a bunch of options against it, you're up. But it's high risk. This is not something that people should be chasing and just because you see it on the news. With that being said, I'm going to end this episode. Hit like, comment below. Tell me what else you're playing this earnings seasons. Tell me how you're doing. I'm about 130 trades into my challenge for this year. If I keep this pace, I think I will hit 1,500 trades. So it's looking good. Again, my profit is pretty decent so far. But if I can just keep it slightly above $15 per trade, I think I'll do better than I expect this year. So with that, let's do this together. Let's do this $1 at a time. Have a profitable day.